Welcome to Life Beyond BS, where we ditch the belief systems and the bullshit and get real about life. Here it's about awareness, choice, and creating joy that actually lasts. No perfection, just honest talk and powerful change. I'm your host, Heather McNally, and let's get into it. Hi, and welcome back to Life Beyond BS. I'm Heather McNally, your host, and I am super excited to talk to you a little bit about my friend, Angeline Constantinou, who is our guest today. So, Angeline knows the pain of feeling trapped, heard. After breaking free from an abusive relationship, she made it her mission to help other women do the same. As a women's empowerment partner and founder of Let's Break the Silence, she created a space for survivors to heal, to rebuild confidence, and to reclaim their future. She's not just a coach or a speaker, she's been there. And now she's here to remind women that they're stronger than their past, worthy of joy, and capable of creating a future on their own terms. I'm thrilled to have you here today, Angeline. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so much, Heather, for having me on your podcast show. Congratulations on your launch. I love the mission and the theme, and I love how we met.
Yes, how we met. Oh my God. So first of all, Angeline and I have only known each other a few short months. But
Yes.
it feels like we just have this great connection. I just love that. We met through a mentor that's for both of us, Claire Garner. And it's so funny because we both live here in the US and Claire lives in the UK. And so I met Claire because I found her podcast and applied to be a guest, and things took off. So tell me a little bit about how you know Claire.
Now, how I know Claire is she reached out to me in April, and it was her first real and raw live event. And she reached out to me to be a speaker, to
That's
be
awesome.
a headline speaker for her event in London. And you know what's funny? When we met, I had told her, I was like, you know how it is, you're having a conversation with a friend. And I said, I'm visualizing myself actually flying to London because I want to explore London and everything. And 2 days later, she reached out to me. I was like,
Wow.
what just happened? The universe just like responded, like the universe rewards action. So when that
Absolutely.
happened, we jumped on a call. She told me all about the theme and real and raw, which really resonated with me because I'm all about authenticity and
Mm-hmm.
keeping it real and raw. There's no sugarcoating.
Yeah.
So that's what I loved about her event, and we celebrated. It felt like a sisterhood immediately, like the connection that we made. I said, I have to go to London now
Mm-hmm.
and speak.
Yeah.
And I
And how
shared
was
my
that?
story. Yeah, and I shared my story, shared how I overcame domestic violence, and shared how I was able to reclaim my power and confidence because that's so important, especially after an abusive relationship.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know who we are after we leave. Okay.
Right.
Our sense of self-worth is gone.
Right.
Like we feel depleted because all that energy that we put into the relationship, we feel that the ex-partner, that the person is going to change, but that's not
Mm.
the case. So anyways, that's
Yeah.
how we met. She has a similar story too. So her message and her mission resonated with me.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, that's it. I'm gonna book, and this was 1 month. So
Yeah.
she reached
Wow.
out to me. I remember the end of April. Oh my God, she says, I'm so excited to have you. Yeah.
Manifest-
So
Manifestation at its best, right?
manifestation as
Yeah.
at its best. And
Yeah.
now we're both going to be at the Real and Raw Liberation in
Yeah.
Austin, Texas. So I'm going to be
Yeah.
a spotlight speaker this time. So
Yeah.
yes. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's
So
just awesome. And it was funny. So I started following Claire on social media. I did her podcast, but she started telling me about the Real and Raw Liberation in Austin. And just so anybody's listening, I will put that in the show notes. But we are both, Angeline and I both are going to be speaking. She is a spotlight speaker and I'm a headline speaker. And what's beautiful about this is it's your raw voice. It's your real voice. It's so authentic. You don't have a script. I mean, the fact that I get to speak from my heart and not feel like I have to worry about every single word that I say, and that, oh no, I forgot that word, and that can throw you off sometimes.
And I agree. I
Yeah.
agree.
So
Not,
I'm
it's
so
not about
excited.
memorizing a script. There was no script. I went up there and I started talking. It's
Yeah.
free flowing. It's free
Yeah.
flowing. It's the message. And I was on Claire's Real and Raw podcast too.
Mhm.
And I know I'm planning to go back for round two. For her, it's the real raw authenticity, sharing your story. It's not about the performance. It's
Right.
not about the script, doing a PowerPoint presentation. To me, that doesn't feel real anymore.
Right.
And I've done PowerPoint, I've done other
Yeah.
speaking events, but this was different.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
this was
I can't
different.
wait to experience it.
Oh
And
yeah,
that's
you're
the
gonna be
thing.
forget.
It's all about like authenticity and connection. And
There you
connection,
go.
when you're vibrating at a frequency where you're higher up and you're feeling amazing and you start connecting with people that feel the same way and have those same feelings, like-minded people,
Right,
that's what brings so much magic to life. And that's what I feel like I found. And I found friendship with you and connection with you. And it's just been so much fun that we've connected and we're building this beautiful friendship
right.
through authenticity, through really being us and creating
Yes.
so much more. You've brought so many things into my life already that has been
Wow.
so much fun. And now we're going to be able to finally meet because I'm in Massachusetts and you're in Florida.
Stuart, Florida.
Yeah. So
I
we're
moved
finally
from
going
the
to be able
cold
to.
northeast. I moved from upstate New York and I used
Yeah.
to travel from Massachusetts for business when I
Yeah.
worked in corporate America. So
Yeah.
yeah, so at least I'm not cold. It's warm today.
Yeah. Well, it's my favorite season right now, which is the
Yeah,
fall. A little bit of crisp in the air, but it's not cold yet. You might think it's
good.
cold. So you've talked a little bit about how you came from a domestic abusive experience. So tell me a little bit about how you feel you sort of got into that. Like, did you have limiting beliefs or anything that you feel maybe kind of almost primed you to be in a relationship like that? Or do you feel like it came out of nowhere? And how did you find the way to get out of that?
That's a good question. Very, very good question. So I would say that I wasn't aware of it. I was like completely thrown off because he didn't tell me everything. He wore the mask,
Yeah.
meaning he owned a successful business, worked in New
Hmm.
York City, made six-figure income. He owned a 38-foot yacht, which I actually lived on for 1 year before we got married.
Wow.
And so we met through the church,
Hmm.
through the Greek Orthodox Church, and we started going out. And he just displayed, like, you know how it is, like they display like how successful they are, the money
Hmm.
and everything. And I was like, oh, see, and then I just wrapped myself up in him. But shortly thereafter, fast forward, it was like a not right away, but I would say 8 or 9 years later, like I would say 8 years later, he started to change, not for the
Hmm.
better. So it was during the time when not COVID happened, when the World Trade Center collapsed.
Hmm.
So when the World Trade Center collapsed, we lost 90% of our income.
Oh, wow.
So we moved to upstate New York in 1989, and 10 years later, this happens, right? With
Hmm.
September 11th. So it put him, he was in a dark place, but it was the way his behavior started to change.
Hmm.
And he became angry and frustrated at me because he felt that I was, I don't know, stealing money or bouncing checks or whatever. Turned out it was the other way around.
Oh, wow.
He wrote out balance transfer checks to buy mutual funds. So he wrote balance transfer checks against our credit because we had assets and money in both names. So when I saw the light, then I started to change bank accounts.
Yeah.
I started to do that, and we found ourselves $50,000 in the hole because we lost money in the stock market in
Hmm.
2008. That's when the market crashed. So I was just like, you know what? And I was ashamed to share that part. And also the abuse that I received, it was physical abuse. I was thrown against the wall at
Mm.
11 p.m. at night in December 1999, and my nose was broken. I was bleeding, and he
Wow.
took me to the emergency room. It's like, oh my God, it's like he was a totally different person. He was narcissistic. He would
Hmm.
gaslight me and all that. And I didn't realize all of this was going on until years later, like in 2008, this is what people don't understand. Why didn't you leave right away? Because we feel ashamed, especially like I came from a Greek family, they were strict or whatever. And it was shame and guilt. I went for therapy, and I also sought mentorship. So I got myself out there and I became involved in the online space. And I didn't have a computer, nothing. I just had a phone and going to the public library. So the last 2 years of my marriage, I focused on myself
Hmm.
to start to rebuild my identity, because I felt like I lost myself. I did lose my self-worth. My confidence was down, everything was down, but then I was able to pick myself up through mentorship.
Hmm.
And I took some steps, and I opened up my own bank account because I was collecting unemployment. I had lost my full-time job, and I really liked my job because I was out on the road a lot. I was traveling. So it gave me a chance to make a name for myself. And that's what I wanted. I
Yeah.
wanted to reclaim my identity and not be attached, you know what I mean? I wanted no part of it. So
Yeah.
I filed for divorce. I
Okay.
mustered up the strength and I filed for divorce in May of 2010. And I paid my lawyer $5,000 retainer. That was like the last money in my savings that I said, what good is the money if I'm miserable?
Right.
Like a lot of women feel trapped because they don't have money, but my advice is if you're going through something traumatic like that, the first thing that I did was take ownership.
Hmm.
And I realized that I was in a very, very abusive, toxic marriage that was no longer serving me, even though we made all kinds of money, we lost money too. And, his recklessness in money, and he commingled funds and
Hmm.
all that stuff. So, but I took steps. And that's the important thing, is to take ownership
Yeah.
and start to become more self-aware. And that
Right.
happened through mentorship. See, I became
Yeah.
more self-aware,
Yeah.
and it made me stronger. I was looking for an apartment in Saratoga Springs, which is from where I used to live in Rhinebeck. It's about an hour and a half, 2 hour drive. So I was starting to go away like every other weekend to look for an apartment. Just like
Mm.
I just did it. I
Yeah.
just did it.
Yeah.
I
That's
didn't
amazing.
overthink it. I didn't overthink it. I just did it. And my lawyer said you have to find a place. So I'm like, okay, so when
Okay.
yeah, you know
Yep.
what I
Time to
mean?
pull
So
up the big girl pants, as
that
people
big girl
say. And
panties and
yep.
the boots on, and because it was cold, there was snow, didn't
Those
stop me.
those
Jumped
boots
in
were
the
made for
car and did it.
walking. One of the things that I talk about, and I know you talk about also, and that you brought up, is becoming aware. Awareness is the key. You
Mm,
can't make a change if you don't know what you're feeling, what you're in, what you want. That's always a huge, huge piece of the whole puzzle, is becoming
exactly.
aware of how you feel, aware of what you want in your life, aware of what you don't want in your life. And it sounds like you started to develop that awareness, but it can take time and it can take a lot of effort, because it means you have to stop and truly look at the
Mm,
situation you're in, whether it be domestic violence, whether it be in a friendship, in a job, whatever the situation is, you have to become aware, and then it's the choice.
right.
So, do you feel like your awareness came on all of a sudden, or you started to see little things?
I started to see little things, and I did inner work. So
Mm,
I did the shadow work.
yeah.
Talk about, yeah, because I had limiting beliefs that were holding me back.
Yes. And when you started to see what those limiting beliefs were, were you able to see where they came from in your life?
Yes, yes. They came actually from, I believe, childhood, because I was born and raised in a Greek family.
Hmm.
My parents, they were good people. They owned a business, but they were like strict.
Yeah. Yeah.
There was a lot of comparison, like me to my cousin or me to someone, like someone in the family. They may have meant well, but it didn't serve me. So
Right.
I attracted that in my life. So
Hmm.
that's probably, so I recognized that and I broke through that limiting belief. And I
Yeah.
said to myself, I'm worthy. I am worthy of success because I was told many times that I wasn't going to be successful. Like
Hmm.
was born, like we were raised, like you got to go to college, work,
Hmm.
go to college, get a job, 9 to 5, work for 40 plus years. And
Hmm.
that's not the way to live life, people. I knew that I
No.
was not destined to work for someone else, even though I've worked in direct sales and I was successful. It was the energy behind it that didn't resonate with me.
Right. That's the thing. Limiting beliefs are placed upon us by the age of 7, and our
There you
brain doesn't
go.
fully form until we're 25. So you can't make those choices for yourself at such a young age. Our brain is literally just trying to help us survive. And like you said, I grew up in an abusive environment,
Mm.
but it can be something as simple as a comparison to somebody else. It can be as simple as, oh, you have to go to college, things like that. Anything that can be placed upon us, not necessarily with any kind of ill meaning, but something that you hear and your brain just picks up on it, and that becomes a belief system.
There you go. It
Yeah,
starts to become ingrained in you. That belief system becomes ingrained in you.
yeah,
That's a very
yeah,
good point that you brought up. Right. You're
yeah,
100%
yeah.
right.
So, like you said, you had a great family, but they had beliefs that were passed down to them, and
Exactly.
they're passing the same beliefs down. So, awareness is the key here. So, you started to become aware of what was going on little by little, and then you made this choice to start standing up for yourself and believing in yourself and finding yourself worthy, which is absolutely amazing. And so many people don't do that or don't do it until it's too late, to the point where they've been really, truly physically harmed, really, truly mentally harmed. So when you started to identify how you felt and what you wanted, and that you started to do this work for yourself, you made the choice that you wanted to get out of this relationship. So how
Exactly.
did that affect your relationship with your ex-husband? And moving forward out of that, how did you make those choices to get up and go? Did he try to stop you? How did
He
that
tried
work?
to stop me. He tried, oh no, I'm so sorry. They
Hmm.
apologize. And then 2 weeks later, same thing happens. But I'll never
Yes.
forget this time when I came back from my cousin's because I had filed for order protection. There's different
Okay.
orders of protection in New York State and New York. I remember that I was in court, filed the order of protection. The suitcase was in the car. I made a plan to go to my
Mm.
cousin's and stay for a week to clear my head because I obviously didn't want to go back
Right.
home. So he was served a few days later, I remember. And I remember when I came back, before I went home, the sheriff's office called me and they said, we need to meet you before you go home. So I said, okay. So I just, okay, let me just pray on this and everything. So they told me if he will, so this is what the deputy told me. He said he will try and talk you out of the order of protection, meaning to drop it. He said, don't fall for it because if you do, we're not going to be there to help you.
Mm.
I will never forget that.
That probably felt like a slap in the face, but something that helped you become awake
Right.
to
That
what
awakened
you
me. I'm
really
like,
needed. Yeah.
okay, okay. So I was ready. I went home and he was like being lovey-dovey and all that
Mm.
stuff. And oh, I'm so sorry and blah, blah, blah. And let's try to patch things up. And I just kind of like was numb. You know how you feel like you're dumb. So I'm
Yeah.
like, okay. But then I found a letter in the office because we lived in a two-story Cape house and
Mm.
we had an office. So there was an envelope with a letter in there, and I'm like, I wonder what this is. So I picked it up. He had written a letter to the New York State Police and Sheriff's Office admonishing me.
Wow.
I knew that he was served the order of protection. It was a limited order of protection where I could just move my stuff upstairs because I had no place to go.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
I literally had no place to go. So I found it and I confronted him with it. So this is where I stood up for myself. I said, "What's this?" And that was it. I said,
Yeah.
"That's it."
Yeah.
That was, I reached my breaking point, and then I filed for the divorce
Wow.
in
That's
May
so
10th.
powerful.
Yeah,
But
isn't
it
that
also,
powerful?
it is, it's incredibly powerful. And it also shows you like amazing. I'm sure you look back and you're like, wow, look what I did.
I know.
But I think sometimes push comes to shove, and you
Right.
see when you see that truth in front of you, whether it be the letter or someone's behavior after they say, I'm sorry, it'll never happen again, and then it happens, whatever that is for you, it's like, wow, okay, I can't do this anymore. And that's what I think awareness does for us. Because I know for me, in the back of my mind, when I start to become aware of something, it's like a little voice back here.
Right.
And it might be like a whoa, but then it becomes that little voice and it just gets louder and louder and louder until I can't ignore it. I don't know.
Exactly.
How does that feel for you?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That little voice inside of me said, "That's it. This
Yeah.
is it. I'm going to file for divorce." And I made a plan and I drove to the office because I was grateful that we had two cars.
Yeah.
So I just got up early, dressed, got ready, and I drove to the office. And I was referred a very good attorney
Mm-hmm.
from Poughkeepsie, and she's very thorough. I had a strong case against him because I documented everything in a
Ah,
journal. This
yeah.
is the power of journaling.
Mm-hmm.
It was
Yeah.
like this. I had
Yeah.
documents and documents, like,
Yeah.
because I had to come up with financial statements and all this stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
one day he went out and I went into the office and I grabbed everything and then I brought it upstairs and hid it so he wouldn't find it
No.
because I had a lock on my door. I had
Mm-hmm.
a locksmith come in and it
Okay.
was like a prison, but anyways,
Yeah.
but you do what you have to do. That's
Right.
basically it.
Right. I think that one of the things that you're saying is the power of journaling. I
Yes.
100% believe in that,
Yeah.
because not only does it help you really pull your thoughts together and really
Mm,
put down on paper what you are feeling, and that can help you work through it. It helps you become
right.
more aware. It helps you move towards making those
Mhm.
choices. There is something about the connection between the brain and handwriting it down.
Yes.
I was journaling when I was in middle school and high school.
That's
And
great.
so it was 100 years ago. Nobody
I know.
knew, like, yeah,
Don't
nobody
remind me.
talked
It's
about
okay.
these, right? Nobody talked about these things about how journaling was so important and everything, but I did it. And I will tell you, I remember I would feel like a weight came off of me. But then
Right.
the fact is, not only have you done that for yourself and helped yourself with the awareness, but you also needed that proof. And that proof
Yeah.
would stand up for you. Your own voice was standing up for you in moving forward with making the choice to leave and moving forward with getting the attorney and having the proof that you needed. So that's amazing. That's amazing.
Oh,
I love
yeah.
that. I love that.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
your podcast, I know things are changing, so you can talk about that in a minute, but
Yes.
your podcast up until now has been called Let's Break the Silence.
Mhm.
So you talk about breaking the silence of, and what is beautiful about that is it can be the silence of anything, right?
That's right.
You
That's
in
right.
particular, it was about breaking the silence of the domestic violence. So tell me a little bit about what you would say to women who are in a similar situation and what they should do to help themselves move forward when they start to really become aware that this is not a good situation.
Right. Okay. Good question. Yes. We all have a voice.
Hmm.
So your voice must be heard. There are women who have reached out to me privately. And during COVID, I remember there was a young girl who reached out to me. This is when everything was shut down. Okay. And she's
Hmm.
in New York City and a very bad place.
Hmm.
So I got online with her and I said, let's search to see if there's a shelter available for you. Make sure that you have everything in place. That's the first step. Make sure that you have separate finances.
Hmm.
If you have a place to go to, like I did, like temporarily for a week or two, that was something. But their domestic violence shelters will help you. So fortunately, there was one that was open in New York City. So she went. with her child, and she was able to get a studio apartment. They
Hmm.
were able to get her out of her abusive marriage
Right.
because she said that he had hit her that night and she was
Oh,
crying. I know what it feels like. So
yeah.
like, I just need to get out. Like, she finally recognized it and push came to shove. And she needed to find a place because she said her mom can't take her in and this one can't take her in. So make sure you have resources available. And now there are a lot of resources available. You
Hmm.
can go to the National Domestic Violence Hotline, call them, look for like a local organization. We have one here in Stewart. So it's called the Compassion House.
Hmm.
And I remember I did some volunteer work there last year. I humbled myself and I did some volunteer work there, and it's life changing.
Yeah.
It's life changing. You see what women go through, and I'm just like, wow, I actually went through that.
Yeah.
But
Because
it's
you're in
nice
such
to
a
be
different
able to
place
give
now.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I donated some old furniture that I had here.
Hmm.
So I was able to provide that. And also, like, they had Christmas parties and stuff. And it makes you humble. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, it makes you humble because I've been there.
Right.
I've experienced it. And I know what it feels like,
Yeah.
to,
And now looking back, you
mm,
can say, like you said, wow, I was this person.
yeah.
So I'm sure that that gave you a whole different perspective again on where you
Oh,
are
sure.
now.
And where I am now, yeah,
Yeah.
6 years
Yeah.
with my podcast because I had that vision for women to amplify their voices because our voices must be heard, our stories must be told to the world because your story is going to help someone else.
Yeah.
It's going to create impact on someone else. For example, my mentor, still, this is a limiting belief that I had back in 2018, that I was afraid to go Facebook Live
Hmm.
and to share my story. So I hired him and did some inner work. And he said, Angeline, no one has heard your story about breaking free from domestic violence. And he said, and I acknowledged that. I said, you're right. So I took on like a 30-day Facebook Live challenge to share my
Hmm.
journey. And the first video went viral,
Wow.
7 million views. And
Wow.
I had no StreamYard, no software, no Zoom. It was holding the phone up and going live in my one bedroom apartment. That's it. That's it. 18 minutes.
Wow. And tell me, you were terrified
Yeah,
before.
I was terrified. I
How
was
did you
shaking. I
feel
look at the video like I'm like,
during?
wow, I
Yeah.
was really that scared to go live, but
Yeah.
there was a lot of emotion, a lot of emotion in that live, and that caused a ripple effect
Yeah.
because your story has a ripple effect. People
Right.
from all over the world shared my live.
Yeah. Well, okay. So there you are.
Yep.
And you are terrified to do this. You made the choice to do it, shaking in your boots. That's
Right.
okay. It was raw, real, and authentic. And
There
that's
you
what
go.
people
There you go.
connect with. When you found out that you went viral and you started getting responses from people, how did that feel?
That felt amazing. Like, I felt
Yeah.
happily overwhelmed, but just feeling grateful. Some of these stories brought me to tears.
Yeah.
Yeah, real
Yeah.
and raw.
And so
And
you had an amazing effect on other people, which is
yeah,
just the beauty of connection, the beauty of connection. And we need more of that in the world because you're
right.
right. Our stories, even though we may sit and say, oh, I don't have a story to tell, or my story's not
Oh
important.
yeah, that's not important. Those are the lies that you're telling. That's a lie.
Yes, those are belief systems that we're lying to ourselves that
Right.
we don't matter and that our voice doesn't matter. But look at what you're doing now, because you went from somebody who didn't believe that
Mhm.
your voice mattered, that you were being told that you were being abused in every way. And then you took the leap to say, I'm not going to put up with this anymore. And then
Right.
took the leap to say, I'm going to do something about this for other people. So tell me a little bit about what made you go, all right, I'm going to do this podcast and what it's taught you.
That's a good question. So the podcast is has taught me a lot, is sharing your story.
Mm.
And there's a lot of silent voices out there. So my theme was no more silence. Let's
Hmm.
break the silence. Let's break the silence. Let's get you sharing your story because I have a lot of real life stories.
Yeah.
These are real live stories, raw, unfiltered stories of women who have gone through domestic violence. There was a line to get on my podcast. I'm not kidding.
Wow.
Like the first episode was like free, like leading up to creating the first episode.
Hmm.
I had no marketing team. I did it on my own.
Yeah.
I just leveraged my platform, my
Yeah.
Facebook platform, and it drew so many people. Like, and I realized that I was here to create impact.
Hmm.
Like
Yeah.
the God in the universe called me. There was a calling. There was a calling for me to and empower women to be bold, to
Yes.
be audacious, be bold, audacious, and stand in your truth and
Yes.
share your story.
Yes. And that's so
Unfiltered.
beautiful. I
These
love
are
that.
unfiltered stories. You were on my podcast show a few weeks ago.
Yep.
Raw and unfiltered.
Yeah.
There's no
Yep.
sugarcoating here. You're here to share your story and how now your story is having an impact on other people's lives. It could be global. Like my podcast went to 23 countries.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and that took 3 years to do because I love podcasting because it's a platform for people to amplify their voices, women and men too. That
Yeah.
goes for men too. But for women, it's extremely powerful because we wear different hats.
Right.
Like
Wear a lot of hats.
we wear a lot of hats. I know I realize that I wear a lot of hats too today, but still, it's great though. I love wearing different hats.
Yeah.
That's what
And I
makes
will say, like growing up, I was told my voice didn't matter. I was told to be quiet,
me
not to be
too.
seen. So that's how you grow up. And I think society in general has this role for women and this role for men. And yes, we definitely have different frequencies, and there are things that make us unique being women and unique being men, right? But um in a society that has been so male based, women have been told to be quiet and to be silenced, and
Very
we're
good.
not doing it anymore. And I love that you were like, all right, let's break the silence, and that it can mean so much. It can be in domestic violence, but it can mean just that child that grew
The
up being
child.
told, yeah, you're not worthy, you're not supposed to be seen, nobody wants to hear what you have to say,
That
to
stays
go,
ingrained in
no.
you, like you said, at age 7, and it
Yeah.
just stays there. It has a negative impact, but you can overcome it through
Yeah.
mentorship, inner
Right.
work, being surrounded by a community. That's what I did too.
Yeah.
Surrounded myself with communities, faith-based communities too, and that's changed my life.
Yeah,
It's
and
totally.
that's connection. And so tell me, when you started seeking out this kind of connection, what did you think to yourself,
Mm.
where am I going to go? Who am I going to connect with? How did you start doing that? For anybody
That-
who's not been in community, where can they start reaching out?
Yes. Okay. So the first thing I did was I had a therapist,
Hmm.
and I would say that she was my mentor because she had gone through domestic violence. So she actually went through what I went through.
Hmm.
She said, start getting involved. Like even just going out, just going to a yoga class. That's what I started doing in Saratoga. I started to go to yoga classes. I went to a function for women, and
Hmm.
I started to surround myself with heart-centered women. I got myself involved in the online space, and I became affiliated at that time with one of the largest health and fitness companies in the country.
Hmm.
And that changed my life. Literally, it just changed my life
Wow.
be-
Yeah.
because that resonated with me at the time. And communities are important.
Yes.
So find out what lights you up.
Hmm.
What lights you up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that you talk about the online space, because if you can get to if you don't have a phone, if you don't have any of these things, you can get to
Yeah.
a library and use their phone, their
That's what I did. That's what I did. Went
laptop.
to the
Yeah.
library a lot. I
And
went to the library
search
yeah.
for things that are happening in your area. You can look on so many things. Just do Google searches on walking clubs near me,
There you go.
spiritual groups near
I did
me.
actually meet up groups. No,
Yeah,
seriously, I
yeah,
did. I got
yeah.
involved myself in networking. I got outside of myself.
Right, right.
Yeah, I got
And
outside. Yeah,
that's how so many people are meeting these days. Back in the old days when the internet was brand new, people thought you were weird if you met people online.
I know.
Now that's how you meet everybody, and it's
Yeah, now
a
we have
beautiful
Facebook
thing.
communities. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
yeah, I belong
There's
to a
so
lot
many.
of, yeah, it's so important. It's because if you're just sitting home by yourself,
Mm.
that's going to make you more depressed.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I will say, if nothing else, COVID taught us that, right? Sitting
COVID
at
taught us
home.
that. Yeah.
Oh, it's so painful when you have
Yeah. That's when,
connections.
yeah, that's when
Yeah,
I really started to make meaningful connections online. But there were a lot of free events that I
yeah,
did. Well, because I wanted to keep, I'm not going to sit home by myself. And
right.
my favorite coffee shop closed.
No,
COVID. So
yeah.
I would be out on my porch or I'd go to the
Okay.
park and
Yep.
I would have sit and watch on it, go for a walk and sit on my phone and watch it,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
go live. So
It's amazing.
COVID
So,
taught us a lot of things. It did.
oh, absolutely.
Yeah, it did.
So you've built this podcast, right? And so
Right.
you've made community through your outreach to get out there and to meet other people, but also through your podcast, through speaking, through coaching and empowering people. So you started this Let's Break the Silence, but now I know you've got something new and exciting to tell us about. So why don't you share that?
Yes. So I am launching, we are in the middle of a pre-launch, Her Unapologetic Voice.
Mm,
And I can tell you the feedback that I've received on this new launch is amazing. This is the next chapter. Let's Break the Silence will always be there, but Her Unapologetic Voice, it's very unique in terms of people sharing their real, raw, and unfiltered messages, their story. So being unapologetically you
yeah, yeah.
without worrying about what other people think. Stop shrinking yourself because if you are in a room right now where you feel that you don't belong to, get in another room.
Mm.
Yeah, don't shrink yourself to fit others. It doesn't work.
And there are so
Doesn't
many
work.
rooms out there.
Yeah, yeah. And that's what my podcast is all about. It's the next chapter. It
Yeah.
is the next chapter. It's real unfiltered conversations with women.
And it's like you're going up a ladder, right?
I'm
You
going up
started,
the ladder, who have already owned their own
yeah.
truth. They've already
Yep.
overcome domestic violence, but now they're ready to speak unapologetically.
Yep. And it's your story too,
Right.
because
It's my story as well.
you had the abusive relationship, you became aware, you made the choice, you left.
Right.
Then you started building your community and started choosing you, which is beautiful. And then you said, all right, I'm going to do this podcast and it's about breaking the silence. Now
Yeah.
you've broken
But
the
it's more
silence.
than that. Now it's more than that.
Right. You've broken the silence. You've helped others break the silence. You're helping that all the people that are hearing what your message was of breaking the silence, that it affected them, and it did. Next step, next level is now, all right, you've broken the silence. What's your
Right.
message? How
What is
powerful
your
is that?
message?
Yeah.
Right.
So, do
Right.
you have any additional things that you have coming out that you want to tell people about?
Yes, absolutely. I have a new launch event coming. It's called Awaken Your Identity.
Mm,
Awaken Your Identity. It's based on something that happened to me last year. I woke up one day with an awakening, and it's a 2-day workshop on November 11th and 12th, and we're going to uncover those lies on day
mm,
one. We're going to uncover those lies, talk about lies that we tell ourselves.
yeah.
Like, I feel that we've been told a lie. Like, everything that we've been told is a lie. So now we're going to uncover what's been holding you back
Mhm.
from achieving your greatest potential, meaning in business and life and personal life. You're already out of this trauma and domestic violence. You may be working a full-time job or career, but there's something there that's holding you back. So day one, we're going to focus on self-awareness,
Mhm.
journaling, and I'm going to share my story of the lies that I used to tell myself.
Love that.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah. So
That's
for me,
awesome.
yeah.
So we're definitely going to put that in the show notes,
Thank
is
you.
in connection to that, so that people can get on board and start to awaken themselves. And I
That's
think that's
right. That's
just so
right.
beautiful.
Need to
Um,
awaken yourself. Yes.
yeah.
Awaken yourself. Awaken
And what
yourself.
I think is amazing, and I do the same thing, you take your pain and you turn it into purpose so that
Right.
you are not only helping yourself in this life, but you're helping other people become aware and make those
Exactly.
choices and get
Exactly.
out of whatever situation that you're in that you're unhappy in, which is just
Exactly.
beautiful. I love that.
Exactly. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Awesome.
I'm very excited about it.
Yeah. I'm
Very,
excited about it too. I'm going to be coming. I'm going to be coming.
I know you're coming. I'm so excited. I'm so
Yeah. And
excited.
the thing is, a lot of the times in life, I think women have been pitted against each other.
There
And
you go.
that
That's
it's competition and I'm better and you're better and she's better. And if you really start to get into working on yourself
mm,
and becoming happier with your own life, you don't need to compete with other women. You and
there's
I
no
do
reason
some
to.
similar things, but
We can
we're supporting
collaborate.
each other. And
Right.
it's so beautiful because everybody is going to connect with who they're going to connect with. Why not put it out there like, oh, this is what this one does. This is what this one does. This is what I do. And we all help each other and raise each other up to help
Right.
other women. That's the whole point. And so we're here trying to serve other women and men that are in a place where they're not where they want to be. Maybe they don't know what that is yet. Let's help them get there so that we can help them raise their vibration and live a better life.
Exactly. Exactly. Exactly.
And that's just awesome. It's just
Yeah.
awesome. I'm so glad that we've had a chance to connect
Me
in
too.
this life
Oh
and
my
that we
gosh.
get to meet each other coming up in New York in
Yeah. Oh,
December. You want to
yes.
tell
Yes.
us about
The New
that?
York City
I
experience.
learned about this because of you. So tell a little bit about that.
Yes. So I am a member of Connected Leaders Academy, CLA. Okay. So I spoke recently at, guess what the name of the event was? Awaken.
Awaken.
Awaken. So I spoke, I was a sponsor at at that event, and very nice guy who specializes, like he's in holistic wellness and all that. He has created the New York City experience, and I couldn't go last time, but I said in December I'm definitely going. So I know that you're going to be with me. So the New York City is going to feature speakers, and it's a whole weekend of just amazing speakers. Amazing, amazing speakers. So I haven't decided whether I'm going to speak yet, but I got my seat. So
Me
if you're
too. And my husband.
yes, and your husband too. So
Yep.
if anyone is interested, we can provide there's like a text code that you have to send if you want to join me and just experience being surrounded. Talk about community. These
Mm,
are leaders, these are high achievers, but leaders who share their vision and passion for what
mm,
they're doing.
yeah,
And I'm excited because I'm going to go there and grow, learn, and evolve, making connections there. I'm there to make connections. Both of
yeah,
us are going to be there to make
right.
connections and collaboration.
Absolutely.
There's no such thing as competition anymore.
Right.
That's out the window. So
Right.
just that's a limiting belief.
Right. A
So I'm not
hundred
there.
percent.
Right, right.
A
I'm not
hundred
here to
percent.
compare myself to other people because we all need to be in that room.
Right. I
Yes.
so agree with that.
Thank
I
you.
can't wait. I'm really
I
excited
know, I'm
about it.
excited.
And I'm so excited that we'll finally be able to meet in
I
person for the
know.
first time.
And the Christmas tree, so they're gonna have an event
Yeah.
on Sunday near Rockefeller Plaza, and then there's gonna be like a dance night or something like that on
Yeah.
Sunday night. So
Yeah. That'll be a lot
I
of
already
fun.
booked the hotel room for the
Me too.
weekend. Yeah, I know. It's yeah, we're both be staying at the same hotel, and
Yep.
then yeah, so it's gonna be a whole weekend of
Yeah.
a lot of fun and
And
networking,
And that's
food,
the
and
beautiful thing, right? We can combine business and networking and fun
yeah,
and all the experiences together. And I think that's one of the things that I've been learning a lot lately through one of our mentors, or both of our mentors, Claire and Natalia, who were doing this, we're going to this
the
event with
real and raw.
in the Real and Raw Liberation in Texas, which again, I'll put the all the information for Real and Raw. I'll put all the information for the New York experience in the show notes for everybody. But I think that one of the things that I've been really learning is we're so much stronger together and we can all
Yeah, that's what
support
it's
each
all
other.
about. That's how
Yeah,
I feel this year has been. Like we're stronger together as a community.
yeah,
There's nothing like meeting people in person at an event. Virtual events have their place,
yeah.
but going there in person, you can't.
Person is
Yeah, you're
beautiful.
forming bonds. It's
Right,
more than
right.
just, yeah,
And that you can combine some business and work and our
right,
intelligence and our experiences and fun
right. I
and
can't wait.
joy, all of it together makes that's what life is all about. It's about the journey. It's not just about one particular landing point.
Exactly,
Like we're
exactly. I
all
totally,
evolving and growing, and
yeah,
that's
we always,
so
I've
beautiful.
grown and evolved in the last year, actually. Yeah,
Oh,
the
me too.
last, it's been a lot of peeling back the layers, a
Yeah.
lot of peeling back the layers, but
Yep.
I know that I've stepped into my purpose, the new podcast, the virtual workshop that's coming up, and then May 2nd through the 7th is Women's Awaken Your Light event in Santorini, Greece.
Oh, yes.
Live
Oh,
already.
yes. So,
Everybody.
do you want to talk about that and tell people where they can connect with you?
Yes, they can connect with me on Facebook. The best thing to do is to connect with me on Facebook or actually on my website, letsbreakthesilence.com. And then we can book a call. And actually, there is a coffee chat that's coming up this Saturday. So I just found out this morning
Mm.
because Greece and it's 7 hours apart.
Yes.
So I don't get these notifications so early in the morning. So I'm just like, oh my God, why don't I just stay in Greece? And no, I'm just, but the event is live. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be 6 days. We're also going to have a cooking class.
Oh,
Get to
fun.
cook Greek food.
Excellent.
Oh,
That
I
sounds
can't wait for
amazing.
that. Yeah.
Not only being in Greece and all the connections and
Yeah,
city,
just like
but
the
the food
experience,
and the
the
whole,
food,
yeah, I
touring the
love that.
museums,
Nice.
deluxe island cruise, or
Oh, wow.
yeah. So we're gonna be
Okay.
dancing. Be
I
prepared.
love it. I
Yeah, we're gonna
love
be
it.
dancing,
Oh, the
dancing.
energy. I can feel the energy already, and it's not
Yeah,
even,
good.
I love that. Awesome. So I truly appreciate you being here
Thank you.
today. And I think we're going to have more conversations like this in
Yes,
the
we are.
future. So we'll just keep going. Everybody, keep an eye out for Angeline. She'll be coming back. And one last thing I want to ask you
Mm.
is what's your definition of living a life beyond BS?
Oh, yeah, yeah, that's a good one. Living a life beyond BS. That's why I love your podcast so
Oh,
much
thank
because
you.
cut the bullshit.
Yes. Yes.
Cut the bullshit, the lies that you're telling yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you do that, you'll start to step into your truth. Forget about what your ex told you. Forget about what this person told you, because everything that we have been told is a lie.
Mm-hmm.
So it's time to take ownership. That's what it means to be.
Yeah.
Cut through the bullshit and take ownership.
So
That's
beautiful.
hard. That's hard, but you can
It's
do it.
so hard.
But you
It
can
is
do
so
it.
hard. It took me so long because I didn't know what limiting beliefs were. I didn't know. And you don't,
Right.
the thing is, we talk about awareness. You don't know what you don't know, right? But once you
Exactly.
start to become aware, that's where you start to earn your power in life because you have the choice to decide. And I'm going to tell you from my own experience, and obviously you have the same thing that we're told these things, we follow them, we become
Yeah.
people pleasers, we make ourselves
Oh,
the
yeah. That's the huge thing. I was done with people
oh yeah.
pleasing. Oh,
We make
yeah.
ourselves the last priority. And if you have children, you
Mm.
have to be mom first and foremost. Then you're a wife, then you're a daughter, then you're an employer somewhere. Well, you also need to be a human being that takes care of themselves, or you can't do any of that stuff.
That's right. If you can't take care of you,
Yeah.
and this is what I tell my clients and women who reach out, you can't I even told my cousin too, my first cousin.
Hmm.
I said, if you can't take care of yourself, you're not going to be able to take care of your family and work.
Right. Right.
Because, when you're complaining about being in pain all day, I actually talked her into taking 3 days off with me. So
Yeah.
we went to see her mom, my dad's sister, and they lived but that's an example. See, she took ownership. She said, okay. I said, 3 days, that's it.
Yep.
Take off, and that's it. And she
Yeah.
felt better. She was like,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yep.
She took me
So
places. That's
that's
it. Just take care of
beautiful.
you.
Yeah.
Forget this
Beautiful.
BS that you got to cook for like you have to sit there and cook at night, every night for your family. I said, go out to dinner.
Mhm. Yes, please, and thank you.
That's what I would do. I'd put my
Yeah.
foot down.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. I
Thank you.
truly appreciate your time and your beauty and your story. So I want to say, everybody, thank you for sharing this space with me. My hope is that you walk away knowing that you have the power to choose differently. Go live fully, freely, and unapologetically. Your life beyond BS starts now. I'm so grateful you were here today. Remember, your peace, joy, and happiness aren't found in the BS. They're found in your choices. If this episode spoke to you, please rate, review, follow, and subscribe, and share it with a friend. For ways to connect or work with me, check the show notes or visit heathermcnally.com. Until next time, keep choosing you and keep living your life beyond BS.